You might be turning on someone, yeah, that's your friend for 20 years, you went to school with him. And now, just because of the postcode, you've got to be loyal to this person that's from your postcode that you've known for 5 minutes. As I was saying to you before, it's not no different than inside. You think because you're inside, everyone's bad company. You're wrong. Not just because everyone's a criminal, they're all bad company. Some people got sense. Yeah, we've got in this altercation and I've basically been surrounded by the police and had to get out of there. And so, by getting pursued, like I released the firearm, whatever you want to call it, discharged it, and the police officer ended up getting shot. Big up, what's happening, bro?
Yes, my brother.
Yes, my broski, what's happening?
Thanks for coming through, man.
Done now.
So, yeah, today you've brought us to Woolwich.
Yep.
This is just where you're located now.
Yeah, this is where I'm at the moment.
That's right, but you're originally from East London?
East London, that's right, Waltham Forest.
Right. Yeah, lovely, man. So, prior to meeting you today, Stana, I've done a lot of research. You've got a lot of material out there. I really love what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people may have seen your story already, but for the people that haven't, if I can ask you to just go over it in brief so they can get an idea of your background, what you've been through, and kind of where you are now.
So yeah, grew up in East London. Yeah, Waltham Forest, so used to hang around in Leighton, Walthamstow, Leytonstone, if you know them areas.
Yeah.
Me and my friends. Do you know what I mean? Young, when I was primary school. I was all right. I wouldn't say I was well behaved or nothing like that.
Right.
Used to get in trouble. I wouldn't say I was anything out of the ordinary. Got older brother and sister and a younger sister. Yeah, so when I was about 10, unfortunately, my parents passed away like in short spaces between each other.
Right.
So that led to like me and my siblings, we got separated, went to live with different members of family. I went to South London for maybe a year or a bit over a year, maybe 2 years, living with my aunt and my uncle, my cousins.
Right.
You know what I mean? Round about those times there, I was like probably started to show signs of, you know, this behavior. Do you know what I mean? Getting in trouble, crime. You know what I mean? Not really being able to be disciplined. I was a bit out of control.
Right.
That's from what I can remember.
Yeah.
But I ended up going back to East London. I moved about a lot. Went to a couple care homes, foster homes.
Right.
Lived with different family members.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And a lot of those placements didn't really work out. Wherever I went, kind of moved.
Right.
My brother and my sisters were a bit the same.
Okay.
So yeah, I started getting involved in crime heavily when I would say I was around 13, 14. Smoking weed, street robberies, hanging around with friends, you know what I mean, that are kind of on the same stuff.
Right. Okay.
And
so you was in with the wrong crowd at that time?
Yeah, I was in the wrong crowd, but I wouldn't say like we was influencing each other, do you know what I'm saying? I was just as bad, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without them.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I was just up to no good.
Yes, yes.
That was like the mindset at the time.
Okay.
So yeah, 13, 14, 15, them ages there, started getting arrested a lot, stealing cars, do you know what I mean? Carrying weapons, getting involved in gang-affiliated wars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah, prison.
Prison, okay. So when did you first go to prison?
I first went to prison in 2001, I think.
Right.
2001, that was for, I basically done a robbery.
Yeah.
I had a few offences. Had a robbery, I had a common assault, these things here, and I got probation and that because of it, community service, but I didn't attend.
Right.
So the last result for not attending, they give me 4 months.
Okay.
Do 2. So after 2 months, I've come out. Like, thinking about it now, that this is 8 weeks that I was in prison. But at the time, that was ages. Yeah. You know what I mean? I thought I'd done a bird. Yeah. But yeah, I come out then, and I went back in within a month, 2 months.
Right.
Straight away, it was like I got caught in that web. So I went back in for robbery now, in maybe 2002, yeah. This was, got 3 years. Right. Do 18 months.
Okay.
And yeah, the prison system, that's when I kind of like got used to the prison system. You know what I mean? Started meeting likewise people from different areas. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Linking up, networking in the prison system. Met a lot of good friends. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of good people in there. Yeah. Like people like Gets. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. I met Gets through them seasons there. Right. Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. So after that 3 year sentence, you come out.
Yep.
I take it, I'm assuming that you're not rehabilitated.
No.
It sounds to me like you're probably more ready to go out there and more prepared to get deeper into a criminal lifestyle.
Yeah and no, I would say. Right. So at first I did come out, and I'm not saying that I wasn't involved in crime still, but I did try to get a job. My cousin gave me a job because when I was in that 18 months, I started cutting hair. I was cutting hair in the jail.
Okay, so you learned.
I weren't good. I weren't all that good, but I learned to cut hair. I was all right.
Okay.
And by the time I'd left, I was actually decent. I could cut a hair. Right. And my cousin owned a barber shop in Walthamstow. Okay. And he called me one time. He said, "Get in there." So I went in there with him. I worked there for a little while. Yeah. So I tried. I worked with my uncle on a building site. I tried little things. Okay. But at the same time, like, I would commit crime after work or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I would just be out here.
So you said you tried.
Yeah.
Like, why was it a trying as opposed to this is what I'm doing now? Like, I'm committed to this now.
Because you know what it is, like at that time, I don't think I had a lot of patience. Right. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't mastered that skill of willpower and that confidence to be like, nah, I'm going to work. Right. Do you know what I mean? Once I'd done with something, I'd just be done with it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? At that stage. Like, yeah, this is getting long. Bam, this is making more sense. Yeah. This is making more money. You might hear that your man them, do you know what I mean? Just licked it. Yeah. And now they just got stacks. And you're there working and you're thinking, nah, I'm coming. And then before you know it, you're not going to work no more. And you're deeper in. And that's what it was kind of like with me. But I would always end up, do you know what I mean, getting nicked or something and then going back to prison. I was in the cycle too deep. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting point there. So that very mindset that you had there, where you couldn't stick in a job. Yeah. If you was talking to a 16-year-old right now, at that exact point, where his mates are out there doing X and X on road, he's got what could be a good career, because I know barbers that make a lot of money. Yeah. Like, what are you telling them right now to keep them on that path?
Stick at it. The reason why you should stick at it now, because 10, 20 years from now, when you go through all the bullshit you're gonna go through for not sticking at it, you're gonna have to come back and do it again. So it's best you start now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because that's the way it happened with me. It's like a cycle. Like, if I would have stuck at it then, I wouldn't have to like being fresh at it now. I would have been
gone clear.
Clear, exactly.
All right, cool. So you just said bullshit.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, to me that makes perfect sense. Yeah. But it makes sense to me because I've gone through the bullshit also. Okay, so I can understand it. Of course. But for say the 15-year-old that's sitting here watching now, they don't know what that bullshit is. We know it. How do you define that bullshit? Because that bullshit means something to me, but what does that mean to you?
That bullshit means, like, you know, anything you know that's not right. Like, we know right from wrong, innit? So if you feel like that fast money, that today lifestyle. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not thinking about consequences. You might wanna, do you know what I mean? Go and commit crime with your friends or sell drugs or do you know what I mean? Get involved in anything that's not beneficial to your future. Do you get what I'm saying? And like I said, it's no point not doing it now, because you're gonna have to do it later. So it's best you just do it now. Find that willpower, that confidence to say to yourself, I'm gonna start now instead of 20 years from now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna have to do it anyway. At some point. And this is just a fact. You can look at it and you can see it through history. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's sick.
That's the way it goes.
So at that point there, you're at a crossroads really. So you got the barbershop thing going on. You got your mates there at the road. You can go either way at this point.
Yeah.
Clearly, because I know the end of your story. You didn't go that way. You went this way. What happens next?
Okay, so next, should we continue?
Yeah, man. Yeah, come on.
So next, so I come out of prison. I start doing a little bit of work.
Yeah. I'm
still, you know, one of the guys hanging about with the man them every now and again, here and there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had my son.
Okay.
Well.
First child.
Wait. I'm on license.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm on license for the 3 years. I've done 18 months.
Yep.
18 months license.
Okay.
I think, was it 6 months or 11 months? I was out for 6 months or 11 months into that sentence.
Yep.
Being out, and then I've got recalled, and that was for trying to remember, like.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Because there's so many different times.
Might as well slow the pace down a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got recalled for breach of license.
Yeah.
I was on tagging that at one stage. I took the tag off. I'm trying to remember what happened.
Yeah, so you've been recalled for something.
Yeah, so I got recalled basically, innit?
Yeah.
I got recalled. I've gone back inside for about 6 months.
Yeah.
No, for 11 months actually.
Right.
And during that 11 months, my son was born.
Okay. So you're inside while he's born?
So I'm inside. I've come out and he's like 5 months old.
Jesus. Just on that moment there.
Yeah.
Because fortunately for me, I had both of my children, so I got 2 sons.
Yeah.
I had my sons before I went inside.
Okay.
I couldn't imagine not being.
Yeah.
So what was that like, man? Do you remember the day? Like how?
Yeah.
Because did you have a phone? Could you?
No, I didn't have a phone.
You didn't have a phone at that point. So.
I didn't have a phone in that prison. I was in HMP Rochester.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not gonna lie, everyone was very wild.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that road mentality.
Yeah.
Like I could turn that on at any time. You know what I mean? I was in jail, so that's what it was going on. And Rochester was definitely one of those jails.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I was active with my friends.
Yeah.
So obviously at that stage, I was just trying to be tough, innit? Like I'd phone. Obviously I was phoning home. I'd phone to see what's going on. And the day my son was born, I spoke to my sister.
Yeah.
And she told me, yeah. So obviously I just didn't know how to feel. Obviously I was happy. You get me? More than happy, excited, couldn't wait to see him, couldn't wait to get pictures and that.
Yeah.
But at the same time I was just going through what I was going through in there. And I didn't really want it to mix. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like I just wanted to, but you know what I mean? I had to talk to myself and say, all right, cool. Now, like when you come out this time, change.
Yeah.
You get me?
Okay.
But certain events happened when I was in that prison, and that just made me just be a bit more wild, like. So it was just an awkward time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that. And do you know what? So I've seen a lot of your, like I said, a lot of talks that you've done already, and I don't think you've really delved into like that active side of what was going on inside. And I think it's important for our younger viewers that maybe haven't gone to prison to actually understand like what goes on in there, how deep it gets, because I've seen some things happen inside and maybe they don't know about that. So
all I can explain about you know in it, I'll just say for them to know that it's another world. So the same world life as you know it out here, there's a whole new world within the prison system. Different people got arguments. Some of them stuff carry on from road.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People are jealous of someone might have more than you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same stuff that go on outside, it goes on inside. You know what I mean? And same with the company you keep. As I was saying to you before, it's not no different than inside. You think because you're inside, everyone's bad company. So you're wrong.
That's not true. Yeah, that's
not just because everyone's a criminal, they're all bad company. Some people got sense.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? And they've been in there, unfortunately, and they're trying to change. You get me?
100%.
So I would say I was in there, and I was just at the time when we was very kind of gang related, stuff was going on outside, friends were getting involved in gang stuff. Get me? If another one of those people come through the prison system, a man see them, it's like a duty for you to do something. Like, bro, my man just come here. Who? My man that stabbed him or did it? Now we've got to get involved. It's a duty.
Even if you and him have got nothing.
Even if me and him have
you
got
never
nothing.
Met this guy,
but it depends on you, remember? I'm that sort of person. You can't tie me into that. I got loyalty to my guys, of course. But if I know you, if I know you, and for instance, like I said, I grew up in Waltham Forest. There's Leighton, there's Chinkford, there's Walthamstow, there's Leytonstone, and there's Woodford, right? I've lived around all those areas. The school I went to, people come from all different of those Waltham Forest. So I know everyone from everywhere. Everyone knows me. If Leighton has got an argument with, for instance, Chinkford, there might be a few individuals from Chinkford that I know very well, or they know. Do you know what I'm saying? And it depends on how well I know that person, and the severity of what the argument is as well, is whether I'm gonna pay attention to that. Or do you know what I'm saying? And it works both ways.
But
like,
so that's your mindset. But for someone else, right, that's involved in it, they might. Is there an obligation from the people that you affiliate with or the people that are in your gang?
There is an obligation.
You've got to touch that person now.
There is an obligation, of course there is. But like I said, it depends on you and your confidence and who you are and whether you're gonna feel obligated. There was times when I did feel obligated, like, I've got to do something. Like, come on, this is just gone out of control. And then there was times when I'd be like, no one can't tell me nothing. That's my friend. I don't care if you two got an argument, that's still my friend. The postcode ain't tying me into that. I'm gonna turn on him because of a postcode. Because of a postcode, that's still my friend. Do you know what I'm saying?
But then how does that affect the relationship with your people when you...
It depends on you. Do you know what I'm saying? If you are important enough to them, then they're gonna respect it. Like, yeah, that makes sense. And you can maybe lead, and they might use that as an example, and they might do that for real. Not turning on someone just because of the gang. You might be turning on someone, that's your friend for 20 years, you went to school with him. And now, just because of the postcode, you've got to be loyal to this person that's from your postcode that you've known for 5 minutes. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what happens a lot. This postcode thing is pathetic and it spoils a lot of real relationships out there. Do you know what I mean? You've seen it happen and all. What's that movie? Blue Story and all that. He's from here and now he's from there and it's just a road. There's one road separating it. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of the arguments out that what people have died over or been stabbed or have caused I've been over silly things. Do you know what I'm saying? It's been over silly things, and I feel like my area was one of those places that people were arguing over silly things. And depending on who you are, is whether you kind of added to that fuel. And I feel like sometimes, depending on my mood, I added to the fuel, and sometimes I didn't. Sometimes I'll see a man and I'll be like, nah, we're not doing this today. Like, we go too far back. Do you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Vice versa.
So like, you're a changed man now. So is there anything that you've done that like you look back and be like, I can't believe I did that. Like, there's big regrets.
Loads, bro. Like when I say regrets, I know that word is a bit. Do you know what I mean? Because you get me. The lessons made me who I am. On it, all the hard times. Made me without those. Be here today. So I don't want to use the word regrets, but obviously there's things that I've done that I know I shouldn't have done, and I'm disappointed with myself for not having the confidence to choose another way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna get into specifics, but like I'm not somebody that's ever had the mindset where I wanna kill someone and that. So I'm ashamed that I used to carry weapons, firearms, or anything like that. You get me? Like I've always been raised, I can fight with my own 2 hands if I need to defend myself. I don't have to be an attacker. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And carrying a weapon and thinking that that's defending myself, you're not. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna end up using it.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the fact that I didn't have the confidence to leave those things at home or not purchase them. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I understand.
And yeah, man, I just wish I didn't get involved in that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. I've got a lot of talents
Yeah.
that God gifted me with. Do you know what I mean? That got neglected, and I put my energy into the wrong things.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And now that I'm doing it, I'm not saying it's too late, but you just always think, if I would have done this then, you know? Exactly.
Yeah.
But either way, innit, making the steps now or later is good.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's great also because you're imparting that wisdom on someone that's where you was 10 years ago. So hopefully they don't have to wait 10, 15 years to unleash their talents.
Exactly.
So like you just spoke about like carrying firearms and like certain weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is going to bring me quite nicely onto one of the major, I guess, incidents that I guess one of the main reasons that I know you, to be honest, is what happened with the police officer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so basically, I was like 20 years old. Proper, by this stage, I was very involved in, you know, that gang culture, guns, knives, whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and my guys. So there was little few arguments going on in the area, and I wasn't aware I was actually on surveillance. I was on surveillance for crimes, and police were watching me and a few of my friends. And on the day in question, I must have gone to get my hair cut with a few friends, and we've seen a few other guys in the barbershop. Do you know what I mean? Little small altercation. I've quickly gone to get my firearm, which was around the corner. You get me? I've come back, and by the time I've come back, I've jumped out the car and we've seen these guys at the end of the road, basically, and yeah, we've got in this altercation, and I've basically been surrounded by the police and had to get out of there. And so, by getting pursued, like I released the firearm, whatever you want to call it, discharged it, and the police officer ended up getting shot.
Right.
That's basically what happened.
Right.
Like,
and then, like from what I know of your story, you went on the run for a few days.
Went on the run for a few days. They was looking for me, raiding houses, associates, whatever. Yeah. And I got arrested after, I think, 3 days.
That's right. That's right. So, Stana, you was convicted for, well...
I was convicted for GBH wounding with intent and possession of firearm with intent.
Okay, that's cool. And then you got 6 years IPP.
6 years IPP.
So we'll explain what IPP is if you hit the link at the bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so you actually went over your tariff, is that right? Or
yeah, I went 2 years over tariff.
Yeah.
2 years over my tariff. Not because I was badly behaved. It's just the way the system's kind of run.
Yeah.
If you ain't getting into your courses bang on time, do you know what I mean? You'll get delayed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened with me.
Yeah.
Like there was things I still had to do,
yeah,
process you have to go through before you can be released back into the general public. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what the IPP is.
Okay.
So that's why I was 2 years over tariff, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Cool. So I watched before meeting you today, I watched the documentary you did with Real Stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shout out Real Stories documentary. And this is where you go looking for the officer that you shot. Yeah. To like apologize.
Yeah, Underworld TV. They're the ones that filmed it.
Underworld TV.
Yeah. But yeah, Real Stories.
Yeah, yeah, and that's I commend you for that, man. I'm sure you've been commended already. Yeah. But at the end of that, the officer, if I'm correct, he refused to come and meet you.
Yeah. It wasn't that he refused.
Yeah.
He just kind of said, it's not the time, innit? He feels like if he sees me kind of changing at that time, he didn't feel like, not that that apology was genuine, he just didn't feel like, he felt like I was still kind of making music and being in the community and still kind of might have been a bad influence.
Yeah.
So he didn't feel like it was right, innit?
That's right.
Which is cool, which I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I just wanted to everyone else and the viewers or whoever to just understand that I'm not gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
Like not today, not tomorrow. I'm not gonna be perfect in nobody's eyes, you know what I'm saying? There's no one can be perfect.
Yes.
But I'm definitely on that path of, do you know what I mean? Changing, staying away from all that negativity and all of that. And that was like the beginning of me taking steps.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? To own up for my mistakes.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted to ask you. So one of his reasons was because of the music.
Yep.
He listened to your music and he was like, well, I'm still hearing you kind of glorifying, you know, gun carrying or what, somewhat. So you still make music, or are you not so
I haven't
much?
been recording for a while.
Yeah. And
But
is that anything to do with what the officer said and
no,
like,
it wasn't. It wasn't nothing to do with what the officer said. Do you know what I mean? Me, myself, like, I don't know how much of the music the officer listened to, but you see me, I know that I haven't got a negative message. I wouldn't say that there isn't some songs that may be a bit provoking and strong and aggressive energy, but you know what I mean? Like the majority of my songs, I kind of pride myself on writing a message and explaining what I've gone through, telling the story. I'm not telling no one go do that. I never told nobody go do nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? I never put no gun, no drugs, no nothing in no youth them's hands or no grown-ups. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's that. I never pull nobody into my bullshit. Like, and like I said, I just feel like, you get me, a small percentage of my music definitely does have like, you know what I mean, that gangster rap sort of feel to it, but it's not the majority. And the older you get, the more you change your music, you get what I'm saying? Your lifestyle changes. I was only talking about my experience, what I was living or what I had lived. Do you know what I mean? Not to glorify it and tell anyone to do it. So, yeah, man, I've just stopped making music because I've got other talents and other things that I want to explore, and I feel like the music has always took the limelight. Do you know what I'm saying? So now it has to take the back seat so I can show these other things that I really want to do.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So I know I'm quite fond of one of your projects that you're working on at the moment.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it, or is it
we can talk about that.
Yeah?
No, we can talk about that.
Yeah, so this idea of rap of the day.
Rap of the day.
Yeah, man. Tell me about, where did that come from? And I love that. Still,
so I've always,
a football fan,
so I've always been creative. Do you know what I'm saying? Always been one of them people that like to put a spin on things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's just my creative mind.
Right.
And obviously I'm a big fan of Rap of the Day. Look how long it's been running.
Yeah.
I used to watch Rap of the Day with my dad and my brother when I was young.
Match of the Day.
Match of the Day, sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Match of the Day when I was young.
Yeah.
So it's just, I've always, I had this idea maybe 6 years ago now.
Okay.
5 to 6 years ago I had this idea. I was in prison at one stage as well when I had this idea, and used to talk about it with my friends, and it's just developed over the years.
Yeah.
So basically it's just like a parody to Match of the Day, a music parody.
Yeah.
Where we highlight raps that's going on in the industry, the latest rap news in the UK scene, the latest releases and everything. We have artists come on and do a Rap of the Day freestyle, which they do in a jersey that we've designed, you got me, like a football kit. Yeah. They do their freestyle, and then there'll be a panel that discuss the freestyle, the points of it, do you know what I mean? Go through it, break it down, the flow, the wordplay, do you know what I mean? The message, the delivery, we talk about it in detail, score it, goes into a league. Just like how the football will run, go into a league where this league will roll over every year or every season, and other artists keep coming through and going onto that scoreboard. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, first season, we're looking to definitely, hopefully be released by this year.
That's sick, man.
First season.
Big up on that, man.
No, big up, man.
Yeah, I see that doing well, man. So,
yeah,
like, just imagine, this is an idea you've had for 6 years.
Yeah.
It could easily be something that you might have came up with 15 years ago, before you got involved in all the madness. So tell me a little bit about how you've gone about starting the project, like funding and, you know, steps that you've taken just for our younger audience that might have an idea.
Yeah.
How do they execute something like this?
So, you know, I got a lot of, like, I've got friends, you know, friends, you got to speak your ideas into existence.
Okay.
Sometimes you put it on paper, and people see you make a step, one step, just one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be small as just opening an Instagram page, yeah? Then they want to help now.
Okay.
Like, okay, what can I do for you? Do you know what I mean? I've had friends that have come to help me at early stages, like, what can I do financially, help you, equipment, whatever. And more ideas, brainstorming with friends. Do you know what I mean? People that will design a logo for me, stuff like that. So I would say, you know what I'm saying? Speak your idea into existence. Share it with some people. Get it written down. Do you know what I mean? It's not, a lot of people say, don't tell everyone your ideas. Don't tell everyone your ideas. But to a degree, you got to speak. Get creative with people. They might want to be involved. Join you as a team. You can all do it together. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how I've done it. I've told a lot of my people around me. They've liked it. Some people have got involved more than others. Do you know what I'm saying? But
so you started a little movement. You got some momentum going.
Right. So like I started a media company, and then Rap of the Day comes underneath that umbrella. Because I personally, I've got loads of ideas. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm one of those person that just an idea pings out of my head, like brand new. Do you know what I'm saying? But I can watch content that I watch, and I'll get an idea off of something I'm seeing. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And put a spin on it, and people like that. People like familiarity with a twist. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel Rap of the Day is very much like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm drawn to it, because football is the main sport in our country.
Exactly, but it's got nothing to do with football, the show.
It hasn't.
It's just got the format.
The format,
Exactly.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's sick, man. That's sick. I wish you all the best with that stuff.
Thank you, bro.
So just going back to like the prison experience, right?
Yeah.
So what happened, like with regards to the prison officer, the shooting, etc., etc. And a lot of times people only look at you as a criminal, the offence that you've done, what you go through when you do your birds.
Yeah.
But it's bigger than that, because when I assume you had children at this time.
You
had two or three at that point?
Two.
You had two children. So they've got a mother, so you've got a mother, you've got friends and people that are attached to you. Like, what was the impact on them? Because this was in the papers, it was the local community know about it.
Huge,
How
man.
was it impacted on them?
Do you know, like, huge. We've never like go deep into it, but I know just through now me growing and the growth, I can see the sort of impact it would have had on them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's an impact that my obviously my sons will have. It sticks with my eldest son because we share the same name.
Right.
So just to Google himself ain't pleasant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So as
first and surname and middle name.
Yeah.
It's mad because my middle name. I got my middle name after my uncle Leroy.
Okay.
And he's got his middle name after his uncle Leroy.
Right, okay.
So it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just fortunate, but basically, if he Googles himself, or someone Googles him,
that's what comes up.
That's what's gonna come up, and you know everything's Google.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think I want to try and change that. I want to try and do as much good things I do. So when you Google me, that's not coming up first no more.
Yes, I get that.
That's last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to change that perception that people have of me. I do music. I'm not like whatever it is. That's a small part of me. Just because it's maybe it is the major event. I'm not gonna act like that isn't something that made everyone aware of me. More. There might have been other little things that I do music and whatever. But of course, that is a huge event. And that made everyone be like, oh, who's this guy? Shot a police officer or whatever. So I understand that, but that's a small part of me, do you know what I'm saying? That was like 5 minutes of my life that happened. And it takes however many years. Look, you know what I'm saying? What we are now, it happened in 2006. We're here in 2021 talking about it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's how long that is a stain. Am I gonna be here in 2030 talking about this? Or am I gonna have something beautiful to talk about, positive?
Yeah, but see, I agree and disagree with you with that, because like to you it's a negative thing, but it's also open the door to these conversations that you're having now. And I happen to think that this conversation here is a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
There's going to be young men watching this that are going to see that, like you've said in previous interviews, where the young men come to you and they say, well, Stana man lick shots at feds. But they're going to hear this and they're going to know that it's not a glamorous thing. It's not pretty, and there are real consequences that have come from it.
Yeah, of
for your
course.
life and for your children and the people around you.
Of course.
So, yeah, man, I look at it slightly differently, but I still understand that you.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, though, innit?
You
Do you know what I mean?
Put it behind you still. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do want to get it behind me. Like, if I can help and share my story, and it helps anyone out there, like to be like, yeah, what he said, that touched me. I'm definitely not going down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's what I'll do. I'll do an interview like this every day if I could.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'll just tell it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'll just tell you what happened. That's what happened, man. Like, and this is the results. It's real. I'm not gonna fake it and act like there was any positives in it, because there wasn't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But now we're gonna try and change that around and show them that. Do you know what I mean? Everyone makes mistakes, but it's what you do afterwards.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's what you do afterwards, and it's a process. Don't rush yourself. You know what I mean? Beyond your capabilities. Don't let nobody else rush you. You got to make a lot of these changes for you. You know what's right, and you take that right, and you end up all right. That's the way that's my motto now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that one.
Do you know what I mean? Right is right.
Yes, right is right. Even if people tell you it's wrong.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's it.
Okay. That's good, man. So, do you know what? That leads me nicely up to, I guess, what would be my final question for you, Stana. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I like I said, it's commendable what you're doing right now. I'm honored to be standing next to you, not because of your reputation, but because of what you're doing with your reputation. Because that's what I'm all about, using your platform to influence another generation. So I respect that highly.
Of course.
What's next for you?
Media, rap of the day, content. Do you know what I mean? Trying to put out enough content to have a good message, help people that I feel like might have been in the same positions as me. Do you know what I mean? But in a way that I find fun. So I like to add music into my thing. So I'm finding a way to kind of package everything in one place, like a Uber Eats, and it can I can do everything. I can inspire. I can just inspire through that one platform. And anyone that goes and subscribes and clicks on it can just get everything that they need from there. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
And have anyone that want to come and work with, man, and just work. Do you know what I'm saying?
Together, yeah, of course, man.
And I just want to be a bit more organised, man. Really, like, you know what I mean? Get myself a bit more organised, and I feel like I can do more. I want to do more in terms of for the youth, them. And, you know what I mean, the young kids in the same situations. I want to be more hands-on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without being preachy or anything like that. I want it to make sense, because I can genuinely relate to what they're going through. For real, though.
Of course, for real.
Do you know what I'm saying? For real. So it makes sense that I can guide them, because I can catch them at that point, like, wait there, what did I do wrong here? At that point you're at now. Don't do that, because that's what I done, and it went left. Do you know what I mean?
Perfect.
But these same young youths got to want to help themselves.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? So we got to find a way to implant that in them. Do you know what I'm saying? To letting them know what's good for them. Because sometimes you don't know, you know. Well, sometimes you don't know what's good for you.
Well, the thing is, it's hard for them to know. Like, obviously, you grew up with without parents, without proper guidance. I had a mother in my life, but it's still not the same as having a father. A father can, guide you and relate to you a little bit more. So these kids are growing up without the father figure in their life, and they've got their peers and they got music, and the music, I personally feel, is preaching the wrong message for the most part still. So,
for the most part.
So how do we counter that? By putting out positive material like this and bombarding them with it.
Or even sometimes getting to know the artist a bit more. And then maybe, because sometimes words, you know. Like I know that when I write something down on the paper, I know what I said. And I know what I meant. But when I do it in a lyric, are you gonna know what I meant? I know you know what I said because you can write it back. Do you know what I meant? Sometimes when you have these interviews and they talk with the person, you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes some of these artists, their fans need to see that side to them. Let them hear, let them speak and say, yo, it's just music. You know? Like I'm speaking about the past. I'm not saying today I'm running around with my knife. I just said that one day that did happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Just I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But people just got to kind of speak more, man, because I realised that, not that I judge people, but I look at certain artists, I heard his song, I heard him talking about he did this, he done that, he did this, he done that, that's it, I think he's on that. You see him, meet him in the flesh, he's a lovely guy. Do you know what I'm saying? And he don't stand for that at all.
That's all, but that image is out there.
But that image is out there, innit? Due to the music. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's cool, man. Stana. Thanks for coming and sharing your knowledge, wisdom, and dropping some gems on our audience.
No respect, man.
Just before you go, like, where can they find you? Where can they follow you, like your platforms and stuff?
I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, Stanagram, Stana_gram. But go follow my Rapparazzi, not Rapparazzi, Rap of the Day page. Rapparazzi too. You'll see that one coming soon. But Rap of the Day. Yeah, that's on Instagram, rapoftheday.uk. Go support that for me, man, please.
Sick.
Yeah, respect, bro, man.
Respect, brother.
Respect.
Easy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you took something from that. That's the end of another Prison Radio Project show. As always, like, subscribe, share this. You never know who might be touched by what the gentleman just said. And see you on the other side, man. I'm out.